In 2016, I was on a rock climbing trip in Australia and met with a serious traffic accident. I was flung out of the car and sustained multiple injuries, from head injuries to rib fractures. My lungs were punctured and my spleen was damaged, along with many other broken bones in my body. I was in a week-long coma and subsequently was unable to walk and talk.
In September 2004, I faced one of the darkest and deepest valleys in my life. I was diagnosed with an incurable form of blood cancer. It's called multiple myeloma. Basically caused a lot of lesions and holes, lubangs, basically in my entire body, particularly the bones.
My wife has an astrocytoma, myeloma in her spinal cord. It's unfortunately actually the same tumour that my mother had as well. She passed away approximately 2 months ago. So it makes the current situation even more scary. For Hashy, it is, at the current moment, it's still a grade 2 tumour, but the location of where it is makes it very precarious.
In the year 2004, I was diagnosed with a very rare form of brain tumour. At that time, I was the only one in Singapore with this form of cancer. And the doctor was saying that this is a very aggressive tumour, because at that time I was really diagnosed with a 50% ear loss. Yeah, so that was the tumour actually destroying everything in its path.
I thought it was, it's okay, it's on the set and stuff like that. But when I walked in, I think it was a bit difficult to see, because it happened to my mum, of which we never thought would happen so early in her life, and then if this really did happen, it would destroy me, to be honest with you. So when I came in, I saw, and was trying to comprehend the situation, I thought that was just not something that I could take.
Seeing my own funeral photo today reminds me of the day I went to a funeral wake after I was diagnosed. I remember sitting there looking at the funeral photo. It wasn't mine, but it turned out that I envisioned my own funeral photo. I even envisioned myself sitting there, wondering who will come to my funeral, who will be there, what would they say, and countless thoughts just went through my mind. I couldn't help but cry. Having faced your own mortality, you wonder when it will be your turn.
Definitely the fear of death is gripping, and looking at the funeral, it serves as an alarm bell to question if I've been a good custodian of the time and resources that I've been given.
I don't have much time to waste, so to speak. So therefore, the stronger conviction to actually go out there and make a difference. So I began to become more passionate about saving children and making sure that they have food to eat, and providing the opportunity for them to also go to school, be educated, and hopefully they can break the poverty cycle once they have more education as well.
But we don't argue anymore. We don't spend time arguing. If we have a disagreement, we don't spend 2-3 days not speaking to one another, because I think we've learned the value of time. And that really is it. I think the value of what time really is. Look, not everybody's as privileged to have 50 years hand in hand, even 57 years of which my parents had, right? About there. To my dad, it's not enough.
I was in the hospital, and at 4 a.m. I remember, but there was just a little prompting in my ears that said, unless you are ready to die, you're not really ready to live. I started crying on the hospital bed when I was sitting there, crying buckets. As I paused there to ponder about what God was trying to say to me, I thought God was impressing for me that, I want you to learn to die to yourself so that you might really know how to live your life from this day forth. So it doesn't matter how long you are going to live. What's important is how well you are going to live your life.
I think it's easy to be keenly motivated with the pursuit of personal and self-interest for personal development, to learn and grow. These are all wonderful things, well and good. But at the same time, I hope I will also remember that so much of what I have and hold dear only because of contributions made by others. And similarly, I hope to be able to make some contributions to the people around me, no matter how small a measure.